Hey everyone, how's it going? So I just thought I'd do a quick video while we're in isolation. A student of mine has asked me how to take a rough visual and turn it into a vector. Now, a lot of times when we're doing our initial designs, we find inspiration off the internet. And purely for inspiration only, never, ever, ever rip off someone's idea. Okay. But what I tend to do is we'll drag it into Photoshop, put the logo on it. But what you'll find is maybe the image that you like has got the word stock written all over it, which can be a nightmare. And at the same time, there's not a lot you can do, when you're in Photoshop, like, magic wand it maybe, change the colors, but it always looks pixelated and rough. So what I do, just to help the visual at that stage, is I will take an image, I'll bring it into Illustrator, and I'll use a thing called the trace tool, which will then turn it into vectors. And once you're in vectors, then you can change it to whatever colors you want. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick example. One of my students has made a logo called 7th Reaper. But what we want to do is we want to put an icon on top of it, which we can manipulate and play with. So without further ado, I'm going to share the screen with you guys, and then we'll just go through it. Cool. Right, so there's two things we're going to do. So the first one is we're going to find the logo, and it is at the moment a screen grab. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this file straight into Illustrator. Boom. And you just saw an idea what the icon's going to look like. So as you can tell, when you zoom in, it's quite pixelated, okay? But the thing is, this doesn't matter because this is just a rough visual. Obviously, when we get to artwork stage, that's when we will go through it with a fine-tooth comb. We'll make sure it's CMYK or spot color, whatever you want to use. So anyway, so what we're going to do here is make sure that the actual image is highlighted like it is. Then we're going to go to Object, Image Trace, and Make. It's that simple, okay? Now, straight away, this is showing you what it will look like as that vector. But at the same time, it's still an image. So if we click off it and go to Command Y, this is Outline Preview. It shows you that there's nothing there. It's just still a box, okay? We've lost a little bit, but I think because the subject matter, it's all to do with heavy metal, I don't think that matters. All right, so what we're going to do again then, we're going to click on the box, and then we're going to simply go to Object and Expand. All right, Object Fill, all good, and press OK. Now look, you see we've got like a little blue line around the text already, but if we do Outline Preview again, Command Y, see, it's turned it into a vector. Now we've got the white background and the black text. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get the magic wand tool. I'm going to click the black. I'm going to do Edit, Cut. All right, now it's gone, but if you do the preview again, Command Y, still there. So Command A, and then delete. So what I'm going to do there is then go Edit, Paste, Command B. All right. So now we've got a vectored rough logo. Look, we've got a little bit of black here, so we're going to get rid of that. So that is gone. All right. Now, if we click on it with the selection tool, it's broken it down into little bits, okay? So what I want to do is I want to do a portrait version and a landscape version. So I always do that with logos. So I'm going to select all of this and then take my cursor in the corner and just shrink it down. If I keep my finger on Shift, it does it in proportion, right? Which is good. I'm going to move that to the top. Now I'm going to press Option. And if you look at the cursor, it should, there you go, it creates another little cursor. We're going to duplicate this, right? So literally do that with your finger on Option, drag down, and it duplicates it. I'm then going to get the direct selection tool, and I'm just going to go over the top of the Reaper part of this logo. Okay, so again, Edit, Cut. I'm just going to move this up a little bit, and then Edit, Paste. All right. Now, like I said before, this is still in little bits. So I'm going to select it all and go to Object and Group. So that way it keeps it all together, okay? Same with this, select it all, object, and group. Right, obviously this is just a rough visual. So I'm gonna do that, okay? I'm gonna leave that there. Right, so now we've got a landscape version and a portrait version, okay? Now the second part we're gonna do is we're gonna put a Reaper on the top, right? So this is just to give us a rough idea of what our logo could look like, okay? So I've done the same process. I've found an image that I liked on a website, okay? Now all I'm gonna do with this is the same thing again. Click the box, I'm gonna go to Object, Image Trace, and Make, okay? Right, see that? Slight difference in the pixelation. Now it's showing us what it would look like as a vector. Let's just go in real quick just to show you. So if we go Command Z, go back, see? It's all vectored. If we go and go Command Z and Shift, oh, sorry. Come on. That's right, we'll do this again. That's fine. So we'll go to Object, Image Trace, and Make. There it is, see? Now, if you're happy with how it's turned out, that's brilliant. Okay, we'll do the same process. We're gonna go Object, we're gonna go Expand, Object and Fill. Okay, right. So again, I wanna get rid of all the white. If I do that, we're gonna have this, right? Okay, so it's got rid of everything there, but there's gonna be no solid color behind the skull. All right, so I'm literally going to quickly zoom in. I'm going to make my own little box just to sit behind it. Like so. Like that. And it's white anyway, which is brilliant. And then you just go. So if you go, hold your finger on Control, you can go to Arrange and Center Back. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't particularly like that. So that's gone. Right, now what I'm going to do is, that's quite long, but it gives me the idea of the kind of image I want to use. So I'm just going to select it all. Pardon me. I'm going to go Object, Cut. Sorry, Edit Cut. Go back to that file, Seventh Reaper. I'm going to go Edit, Paste. All right. Obviously that's huge. So, like I said, if you keep your finger on the Shift tool, I'm going to bring it down. So this could be our landscape version. I quite like the way the side was going into the air, so we'll just bring all this down. That's pretty cool. Or the other thing I might do is I want to see what this is like above here, but not all the body. So I'm going to just shrink that down. I'm going to take our dude, Death. I'm going to put him there. And then the same principles we just did, I'm going to go to Control and then Arrange, Send to Back. All right. And then I'm just going to select my Seventh Reaper text. Like so. And do Edit, Cut. I'm just going to make a quick box. Okay, so there. Rectangle tool. I'm just going to drop it about there. And then what I'm going to do with the pipette is I'm going to make it white. Okay. And then Edit, Paste in Place. So paste in place, we'll paste it in the exact same place where you took it from. Okay. Right. Whoa, see, this is looking quite cool. All right, I'm going to move that up. And you know what? I'm actually really happy with both of these. Okay. And it might be, well, actually, do you know what? I'm going to bring this down a bit and maybe we just have it like that. Okay. So now what we've got is a portrait version and a landscape version, which we can use just as a rough visual to show a client. Okay. So that, I'm going to stop sharing now. So that's that, guys. So that's a real simple way of taking an image from the internet, which is all pixelated, get into Illustrator, and turning it into a vector. Okay, so if you've got any questions, please email me, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.